pick up a mid lane this time around. Could be a Fizz, a Nami even. So they will be picking up Nami, which will go over to Rox.
Yeah, they're gonna just take away the Ahri as well from Shaw over here. So what are the other options that Shaw can utilize to create an impact in the map as Ziggs is gone, Orianna is off, and already Edaf taking this Ahri mid lane pick, and looks like the Lulu is gonna be paired with Danny over here and Xin Zhao for that early game skirmishes. We get to see Xin Zhao being incredibly popular, is able to possibly match out Etaf here on this Lee Sin. What is the mid laner going to be? We'll have to see as GR Esports going to lock in their top laner, as, you know, Renekton could still be an option for this, but it's going to be the Varus and the Fiora being locked in for DR.
So now you have the lineup available for DR Esports. Now it will be a
Gragas
mid. Right. I forgot that that Gragas can be flexed into the mid lane, and it still dishes out so much damage. So it still fits the plays out for Shaw here. However, for the early game, might not have the best time of his life, just because if you get charmed, you're gonna struggle a lot because you will expect that the orb will follow through. But this time around, we did not get an Akali, given maybe because of our nerfs, but we got the second best thing for the duelist, which is a Fiora.
Yeah, the 4-1 setup coming from the side of DR Esports going to get unlocked. Devil J is going to be scary on that champion. It's going to go up against a Riven this time around for power at the top lane.
Now we are into the Rift Devil J. Again, usual start. Baron laners will get a bit of BXP, but now for the side of DR Esports, their Dragon Lane duo has a hell of a lot of hope. So Danny and Wells Rafael might not have the best time of their life, but at the very least they will try to match up against their esports' Dragon Lane. Devil J's wave, Power's wave will be pushed into the side of Devil J. You have Power constantly trying to harass this Baron laner. The response is not going to connect. At the very least, Power was able to keep Devil J pretty occupied. Vitals are now seen, but no one is actually going to commit.
Yeah, level 3 is going to be incredibly strong for Power here. We'll see if Devil J can time the riposte timings on the stun coming from the Riven. Meanwhile, for the bottom lane, good news for Gospel. He is paired with a Nami. We talked about this before. One of the best pairs for the Varus to compensate on how low mobile this champion is with the movement speed passive, and as well as the Staff of Flowing Water to help increase that ability haste, the spam ability. Especially, Gospel is going to be aiming for more piercing arrows to take control of this lane, and as well as the fights later on. Skirmish-wise, of course, DR Esports, when we take a look at the Lee Sin and the Ahri, incredibly strong, really good synergy. Level 3 is a good power spike. The same goes for FENNEL Adversity on this Gragas and as well on this Xin Zhao. So we'll have to see if the skill shots actually land, as Doming is going to be scared away, actually, but he's still able to secure all of the Krugs. So again, DR Esports going to be relying on the charm connecting before anything else for the chain of corruptions to follow through, and as well as the bubble. FENNEL Adversity, in the meantime, they have a better way of setting things up because, again, not exactly a skill shot, body slam, and as well as the audacious charge are going to help FENNEL Adversity set up for the skirmishes later on.
Dan already has his reset in earlier than VR Esports with the help of Shinja. But looking to the Baron lane side, Power gets greeted by Devil J. Trying to connect. You also have the shields coming through. Will be enough. Grand challenge has been used. Power hit. First blood going
Power,
to Power. He wants more. Power, hello, indeed. Actually gets a double kill before he gets taken down. The outplay from this Riven. What a highlight just 2 minutes in.
Yeah, that is crazy. Power getting 2 early kills. That is definitely not what you want. Even though, especially, it is a first blood advantage over to FENNEL Adversity. And that's the thing. DR Esports couldn't cleanly execute the tower dive. And they fell in one by one. Therefore, weren't able to follow through with the continuous damage. And FENNEL Adversity, definitely happy about that one.
Definitely. I mean, that's everything a Riven could want. Did use a flash and a barrier there, but it was so worth it. Now he's back into his lane. Looking back into the Dragon lane side, you have Danny in the front line. Rafe just throwing out the whimsies just and the glitter lands here and there just to constantly poke rocks or gospel, and the flow is going to be thrown out as well. But look at the Baron lane again. Here comes round number 2. Power very confident. Here comes Edaf leaving the mid lane yet again. But Power, game sense kicking in, he decides to not fully commit and just went with the recall. 17 seconds before the first Drake and the Rift Herald spawns.
FENNEL Adversity would love to have this Earth Mountain Drake once more. Because of the shields, they are going up against Gospel here with a lot of the piercing arrows, especially as well with, you know, the ebb and flow, being able to poke out the lane of FENNEL Adversity. So this is going to hold true value for that mitigation. Meanwhile, though, FENNEL Adversity going to be starting this one. DR Esports going to decide to trade instead of pursuing a fight. Because again, this setup for DR, they have a lot of pick potential. So if they want to fight confidently into objective fights head on, they have to make it a 4v5, get a pick, or rather, not in that order, get a pick, make it a 4v5. FENNEL Adversity, though, setting up for this die.
Recalls will not be cancelled. That was so close. So I thought Darling was gonna jump in. So it looks like, okay, they could just possibly get the first blood turret aside from the first blood that we already have. There's probably someone in the Baron lane, but here comes the cast being used. Danny with a cape and raid. Lacey being bursted down. You have the wild Graph being thrown out, but Rafi, Shaw, I thought he was gonna be okay, but that auto attack really came through and just ended his life. Danny with the shields did not use barrier yet, though. DR Esports very much happy with the kill that they got.
They were able to get a kill, but in exchange for Etaf's life there. So for FENNEL Adversity, they also prevent the exchange tower take at the bottom lane. So FENNEL does have that one up against DR Esports, not only in gold, but as well as having a better protection on towards their towers. There's so much vision going around the top side just to make sure to protect Power, considering the fact that he is the #1 target of DR. Edaf roaming top, Etaf ganking, and as well as Devil J wanting to get ahead to unlock the Fiora for that 4-1 split push. We've seen the Fiora before, how no one will eventually be able to match, especially in the later stages of the game. So they definitely want to get Devil J ahead
and just give him the space that he needed. But for now, you have their esports roaming around the map, and the 3 champion unit down at the bottom. Another 4-1 setup for FENNEL. They could try and catch Edaf off guard, but looks like Edaf was able to run to the safe side. You have things coming through for FENNEL Adversity. They possibly want to get the turret, but you also have Nami as well as Gospel returning back to their lane. The Vitals has been sent out, but Power will be a-okay.
Yeah, he can definitely manage on his own. No fear whatsoever. He only has a measly little bitty ward on the tri-brush, but because Doming is on red side right now, Power can rest easy a little bit more. They do have a little bit of information where the Ahri was, so Power can harass Devil J a little bit.
Devil J, I thought he was gonna press his chances there, but looks like it will be a no. And I like the ward from DR Esports there. I believe they were able to see.
Well, I feel like Yomu's Ghostblade and Muramana fully stacked is your sweet spot for Gospel to create these impactful piercing arrows to hurt and basically force FENNEL Adversity to be a little bit more wary, especially when it comes to objective fights. Looking at the items now, though, we've got Sterex already completed for the Sinzao. So Doming is going to survive a little bit more. And
that is Mini the Bubble connecting. He gets stunned. Tadlife being sent out. And Rafe, that was just an innocent Lulu walking around, but she got annihilated. Power though, the barreling Tiny Vitals again being shown how their pros coming through. It's not going to be enough. The stuns coming through from course Power as well, but Devil J will be able to push his luck. Grand challenge being used. Power still now on the chase. He's gonna dash in. No honeydew just yet. 3 posts. Stun. Shield. Looks like Devil J will be able to get that kill, but Power is very slippery. A jump in, a flash in. The kill going over to Power. Was able to get the honey fruit as well.
Gotta love Power's confidence here in that matchup. He was able to say, okay, Grand Challenge, not proc. Look at this. So Edaf might get an exchange kill over here. Sphere Rush.
Be careful of the charm, but looks like power will be a-okay. But no, no, nope. I take that back. Charm is the connect. You have the Stays enchant being used. Whimsy being sent out as well, but the kill is gonna go over to Danny. Killing's becoming over for the side of Ida. It will be a 1-to-1 trade. Can Adversity rotating over to the Dragon Lane side. They are focused on the turret. Piercing arrow being sent out as well. Danny with the shields coming out from Rafe, and looks like they're gonna hold their ground. Occasionally being sent out again. No more Marine Wave, so FENNEL will just fall back.
Yeah, this is definitely a more even game compared to game number 1, FENNEL Adversity and DR. Both have equal dragons and as well as tower takes. And the fact that both have early members that had early kills in the first few minutes of the game, EDF this time around will definitely be a little bit more pressured to use that lead. We talked about the Rabadons, and now that's the pickup. This is where EDF will be more and more aggressive. FENNEL Adversity, though, you got to see power aggressive as well, but is able to fall in the hands of EDF from earlier. Proto Belt already used, so that's a lot of mobility for EDF to utilize. Power sneaking in.
Sneaky power. Stuns gonna like as well. Will Devil J be able to read the combo? Looks like the amount of damage from Riven was too much. Repose is gonna be used, but it's not gonna be enough. Grand Challenge being popped as well. Another stun, another kill going over to power. But here comes Ita with that kick and that Sonic Wave to be able to finish off the kill. Barret is up. FENNEL is locking into the Baron's pit. DR Esports, they would want to get a pick off or the Baron or maybe both.
Power is definitely needed as he is the most, he is the member with the most skill. So they definitely need his strength before anything else, before FENNEL Adversity can confidently engage into these fights. On the other side of the spectrum, for DR Esports, if Power is dead, then they can be a little bit more confident starting these fights, especially if EDF rather is alive. Look at this duo. We talked about this, the mid and jungle.
Yes.
Poor Power. He's gonna die for sure.
Oh no, but here in the middle, that's been strong collecting. But you know what, let's talk about the Dragon Lane side. Orbis gonna come through. Stasis enchant being used by Power, but he was able to flash out. Riven still being chased. The orbs coming through, but he was A-okay. A lot of ultimate Baron. These are being used. Baron lane side. Nolani gets taken down. You have the Wild Growth Penalty on the Xinjiao. Devil J being chased. The shields, the auto attacks will come through. Piercing arrow, not enough to pierce through the life of FENNEL Adversity.
Well played by FENNEL there. Power was supposed to fall, and he was able to maneuver around that as an annoying Riven who has a lot of mobility on the kit to escape. He's able to zigzag his way. Look at Doming positioning here.
Jumping in. And now you have the occasional being channeled. Again, it was not enough though. Void Seeker will not connect. Danny does not have killer instinct, so I don't think he wants to even take that risk. Power, hello, will be greeted by Itafit again, but that's a very, very mobile Riven. So he's gonna be A-okay.
Yeah, Power is gonna be fine, and that is too close. FENNEL Adversity actually almost gotten the Baron in that instance. Whenever they'd find EDF far away from that objective, FENNEL Adversity is so quick to their decision to get to that Baron and start it off and rattle DR Esports a little bit more. But an easier objective to take, though, is coming up in 10 seconds, more or less, as the Air Drake. This is going to be very important for DR Esports, meaning movement speed, important to roam around the map to enable all of these picks, because they have an Ahri. They have this Lee Sin. And look at this, EDF positioned very sneakily over here near the Dragon.
They are going to check that Pixel Brush, but apparently no one is there from DR Esports side. So the FENNEL Adversity will focus onto the Air Drake. A lot of firepower and damage coming out, and just like weather, again, Cloud Dragon was melted by FENNEL Adversity. DR Esports had no chance to even contest that. No time even to try and secure the Baron. Itaf now has GA, and right off the bat, right after getting the Mountain Drake, they would want to get the kill onto Devil J. Forced a flash out of this guy. Barrel being rolled out, and Adversity will go with the recall.
I think that's pretty huge. The fact that they were able to bait out Devil J's flash is very important. Oh no!
Oh no, indeed, that is the full commit on the onto Danny, but he's okay. He'll be able to use the barrier. No kills for the side of DR Esports. At the very least, one turret down for the side of DR. Now you have the Wild Growth being used. Charm, the orb again, but Doming is just too tanky. Piercing arrow being sent out. FENNEL now there's engaged, jumping for power. He does get exhausted, but he don't care. He even got charmed, but will he get taken down? It could be a no. Now you have the K3 being sent out, plus the Void Seeker, but still not enough to get any kill, except from Devil J.
Power was so tempted to make like that highlight reel where you get 4 stuns and just burst people down. Everybody from DR were pretty much clumped together. But so far, it is only Devil J who fell in that fight. And I think that's still pretty huge. FENNEL Adversity already building towards their lead a little bit more with that, with 2 dragons on the board, with more turrets as well. Look at that. Bottom lane, because Power was constantly pushing bot and pressuring bot. There is no inner tower already, and look at Power. He is back in the game. He is back here at the bottom lane, and Devil J has to constantly deal with that. And with that, FENNEL, getting that air Drake is just going to enable this strat constantly even more.
Power is 1 level up and 2k gold above Devil J. So at the very least, Devil J will just try to stop Power from continuing or staying in this lane. In the other half of the map though, FENNEL and DR, they're just saying hi, hello, few love taps here and there, but I don't think the orb will get anyone just yet.
This is going to be very tricky. The way the map is going, look at the wards coming from FENNEL Adversity here. Making sure that Eduf cannot enable a sneaky charm from any of the sides, any from the mid lane. Look at this though. Eduf might get sandwiched here. Looks like that's going to be a no.
So
but
close.
Look at, yeah, it's just too close. There's going to be protective vision though coming from DR Esports. So that is the good news. They are able to secure the Scuttler. So FENNEL is unable to set up for the future Baron. But it is going to be soon as the Scuttler expires, just because Power has been constantly pressuring bot lane. So there's a lot of room to wiggle around with.
Death Brush. Nope. Okay, they're gonna rotate over to the mid lane now. You have Shadow Charm is not gonna connect, and FENNEL Adversity will be able to fall back yet again. This time around, there'll be a possible 5-man in the Baron or in the Baron's pit. But their esports, they're trying to avoid as much team fights as they can, and they're gonna focus on getting the possible pickoffs. EDAP was able to spot out Doming there. Again, Theory is gonna hurt a lot. You also have the small arrows, mini arrows being thrown out by Gospel. And Power still having his eyes on the jungler from DR Esports. Here comes FENNEL with a jump in, but will that be enough to take ETAF down? He still has GA. No P is going to be AOP. Everyone is going to connect on the show, as well as Power. Devil J will be in a tight bunch. You also have Ari jumping out of there. You have Fiora split pushing at the Dragon lane side. FENNEL Adversity spots this. They could get the kill, or they could possibly get the Elder Infernal Drake.
Yeah, that's going to be extremely important. Again, big boost of damage. Of course, FENNEL Adversity wouldn't pass for that. Look at the teleports coming in from Devil J just to go straight to the dragon.
You're gonna go in contest. ETAF will be seeing it. Tyler is gonna connect on to 1. Power does use status and chime, but you have Devil G in the middle of everything. Wild Growth being used. You have Power into deep, but FENNEL Adversity with the re-engage. Kick connecting on to Danny. PR being annihilated. Danny's gonna say goodbye. ETAF being bucked in. Doming has his eye on this lane. See, the bubble is gonna connect on to 3. Now you have 4 other members from FENNEL left. The ADC down, but for DR Esports, they have their Baron laner down.
This is really scary for FENNEL Adversity as well. They are in the lead, but Devil J did a lot of work to remove the 2 towers in the bottom portion of the map. That means that's going to constantly have to keep an eye on by FENNEL Adversity for sure. But of course, the Infernal Elder Drake is the utmost importance right now. For DR Esports, all they have to do is get a pick, try to bait someone out. And at this point of the game, 18 minutes, the death timers are going to be very unforgiving. Looking at FENNEL, though, you've managed to see the itemizations, QSS available for Danny. So if the charm hits, it's just going to be an easy way out. And for Gospel, or rather, there's the Proto Belt and the Zonius for Etaf, just for the setups. If he dives in, Zonia's in, Guardian Angel as well. I believe the Guardian Angel has been procced already, so that is a key item. Not going to be available. Actually, no, it's still not popped just yet.
Now, FENNEL Adversity will try to. I'm not sure this is gonna be a
Devil
bait
J.
for the dragon, but looks like Devil J yet again with that split
45.
push, but looking into the dragon split and again. Power focus onto the Jake. Nice
cast.
explosive cast coming through from Shaw. You have the title,
Oh,
you
killer
also
instinct.
have the bubble connecting onto 3. Here comes Power, was able to stun 2, but at what cost? At the cost of his very own life. Red team was able to get the elbow Infernal Jake. Now they will just collapse. Finally, the J has been brought. Now FENNEL will just go back. Fiora gets annihilated yet again. Now FENNEL, they are 4 champions left into the mid lane. DR Esports only has 4 left from their team as well. Dan is pretty much A-okay. Does not have the ultimate though. DR could at the very least get Baron.
Looks like the call is just apply vision down, as they're not confident. They need Devil J in this scenario. Look at this though. Danny, gonna get charmed? No. What?
Too close.
I mean, that is the death path. You do not want to walk there if there's no vision. You will immediately assume that an Ari is gonna stay lying in waiting.
That's the perfect area to land your orb or your charm. I mean, the range is definitely fits there. Now, jumping back, you have FENNEL. Void Seeker is not going to connect. At the very least, they are clumped together, giving this Baron a start. Dear Esports, go with the steal if you can. 20 minutes in, the boss will definitely be seen. Polymorph coming through. Chain of Corruption connecting onto this Shaw. The exhaust has been used on Power as well. Dear Esports could not do anything but fall back.
The 6k gold lead already plus the Baron, so FENNEL Adversity can start the siege. Look at that, Danny already buying his last item in the game, which is the Phantom Dancer. It's going to be very hard to try and pin him down with more of that survivability, but we talked about this. Kaisa with the late game. This is it, 20 minutes already in TR Esports. We talked about this as well. A lot of things falling off already. Edaf will have to just charm from the base as the siege continues on for FENNEL Adversity.
Power is so confident, but he does get kicked right in the face by Lee Sin. He was able to hop his way out of there. You mentioned Danny, queen of the late game for this guy. So he's also 3k above Gospel on the fair.
Tidal
So he
wave.
will connect on to being also airborne, and you have the stuns connecting on the domain, but he is A-okay. The Wild Growth is still available. Power focused on the turret. Mid lane turret for these parts will also fall down. What could they do? Cast being thrown out. Devil J gets annihilated yet again. FENNEL now slowly making their way into the base. The Baron of